ulat na asulod sa presuhan. Nga siya unta nagkinala og comfort, pero siya nag-comfort sa taong gawas nun. Grabe no? Nga naman, tungod kay ang source, no, ang relasyon ni Pablo sa source of joy nga mao ang Dios, tenacious. But diba sabot, dikit kayo. Very close kayo. So, kamusta ang atong relationship sa Ginoo? Do we have relationship with God? Kung doon naman tayo relationship sa Ginoo, how close is our relationship with God? Vibrant or shaky kind of relationship? Okay. So, ang atong daily communication with God, mo'y makapahimo sa atong relasyon sa Ginoo nga close. So, sama ra po sa relasyon sa banag-asawa o manag-uyab, kung walay communication, dili ka na maging close, di ba? So, kita usab, communication with God always through His Word makes our relationship with Him, no? So tenacious. Second, real joy can never be hidden. Na, ang tinuod nga kalipay, dili pwedeng mataguan. Letter A, real joy naturally comes out. So, balik ta sa life ni Paul and Silas. Paul and Silas, regardless of circumstances, real joy prevails. Our faith in God, who is the source of joy, makes us resilient against trouble in life. Wow, grabe no. Baka pa yung resilient. Paul and Silas were in great trouble, yet they sang songs together. Okay, so, ang atong pagtuo sa Ginoo, pagsalig sa Ginoo mo, yung makapahimo nato nga resilient against trouble sa kinabuhi. O mo, kininitabo ni Paul and Silas, they were in great trouble, yet, ang ilang gihimo, nagmalipayon sila, pinagi sa pag-awit. Pangutana, how many people have you comforted from their trouble? Nakatabang ba ta? Sa mga tao na may magrabing problema, natabangan ba nato sila nga magiging malipayon? No. Ang isa sa nindot nga achievement sa atong kinabuhi, nga ang taong masulubon, atong nahimong malipayon. Pinagis ng pagtabang. Nindot kaayo. Okay? Second, the last, real joy is contagious. No? Makatakod. So, kung gusto ka nga kanunay malipayon, ayaw pagigbarkada atong tao mga masulubon. Dito ka sa tao nga mga malipayon ka, ayaw kay para sige ka katawa. Di ba? So, para matakdan ka dito silang pagkamalipayon. Okay. Now, Paul and Silas saved the life of the prison guard. They shared the prison guard who is the source of their joy by saying, no, ang nahitabo man God, samtang gaawit sila dito sulod sa presohan, ang nahitabo, naglinog. Ang nahitabo, nagguba ang prison cell. Ang tanan nga mga pultahan, nangaguba, o ang mga piniriso, free na nga makaiskapo. Ang gwardya nila ni Paul ni Silas, naratol. Pagkakita niya nga, wala na, naguba ng prison cell, ingon niya, magpakamatay na lang siya. Kaya nga naman, mauraman gihapon, ang ikaw manggod nga gwardya atong tungora, no, sa unang panahon, ikaw nga gwardiya sa priso, ug baka iskapo, patyon po ka. So, puslan man, nga patyon na po ko, pagkamatay na lang ko. Pero sa diha nga nag-attempt daw pagkamatay ang prison guard, niingon si Paul Silas, oy, ayaw naghimua, ayaw himua. Ni Arami, wali man minibat. So, na-amaze ang maong gwardiya. Ni Paul Silas, ingon siya, sir, grabe. Ang ubang pinariso, nag-iskapo na kalmong wala. So, ni Arami. So, ayaw i-hurt ang imong kaugalingon kay ni Arami. So ingon ang prison guard, sir, nga nang, unsa may akong himuon para maluwas ko? Ug mao na ni siya no, ang very ginagitawag nga famous nga verse. Ingon pa diya sa Acts 16:31. Ingon ni Pablo sa prison guard nga buot na ta magpakamatay. Nga nag-ingon, unsay akong himuon, sir? Ingon ni Pablo ug ni Silas, believe in the Lord Jesus Christ and you will be saved, you and your household. Tuohi si Kristo, ikaw, kay maluwas ka, ikaw imong tibuok panimalay. O ang prison guard, no, nagmalipayon, o yung whole family, nagmalipayon diha sa Ginoo. Pangutana, how many people have you helped and have made them happy? Sa hinaot nga isa sa mga goals sa atong kinabuhi matag adlaw, doon na tayo taong natabangan, labi na katong mga taong nagbasulubon, nahimo natong malipayon. Ingon pa ni Saint Francis of Assisi, ingon pa niya, Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. When there is hatred, let me sow love. Magpugas ko og ugma. When there is injury, let me be a healing balm. Ginoo, himo akong healing balm. Himo ako mura og efficacent oil, himo ako mura og katingko, mura himo ako og bawo di arko nga matouch nako ang isig katawo pinagis ko mga pulong og pagtabang mo pabilin og comfort nga na sila. Himo akong healing balm Ginoo nga maging comforter ko sa mga taong masulobon. Mao ni ang prayer ni Saint Francis of Assisi. And when there is sadness, let me bring joy. So hinaot po muna ang ato ang prayer sa matag adlaw. No nga mahimutang blessing sa atong isig katao, di ba? Ingon diha sa Book of Romans, walang sino man ang nabubuhay para sa sarili lamang. Di ba? Tayong lahat ay may pananagutan sa isa't isa. Okay, so doon na tayo responsibility sa ato ang silingan. That's why nga Ginoo, love your neighbors as yourself. Grabe no? Ang kategory sa paghigugma sa atong silingan sama sa paghigugma sa atong kaugalingon. That's why our prayer to God is, Lord, make me a blessing, not to many people. Every day, imo ako nga blessing ug bao na source imong kalipay. Ano di ka malipayon, tungod kay wa ka maghatag og kalipay sa ibang tao. Pero muhatag og kalipay sa ibang tao, di ka mahutan og kalipay. So joyfulness is the believer's facial expression. Let's pray. Salamat Lord sa lesson nga among na-learn this morning, O God, about joyfulness. Salamat kay na sayra namo kinsa ang source sa kalipay. Ikaw Ginoo nga among creator. Busa among giila kanunay Lord ang imuhang pagkagamhanan sa among kinabuhi. Ang among kasing-kasing Lord, ikaw maghari para mahimo para ang among kasing-kasing kanunay malipayon Ginoo. Ug ang kalipay nga nasa among kasing-kasing among ma-share ngadto sa uban nga usab sila mahimong malipayon. Hinaot Ginoo sa matag adlaw sa among pagkinabuhi. Daghan kami matouch nga kinabuhi usab Lord God, labi na katong masulobon, mahimo namo silang malipayon Ginoo. Thank you, Lord, sa imong pag-preserve sa among kinabuhi. And now, Lord, as we go on with this day, sa amo ang mga trabaho, among ipangayo Ginoo ang langit ng kaalam, ug kusog imong i-sustain. Labi na sa imong mga anak, mga legislators, Lord, nga mahimo silang session karon, i-govern sila Ginoo sa imong kaalam para magkahiusa ilang kasing-kasing, o labi na sa mga decision making silang paghihimuon alang sa paday nga sa paday nga progress Lord sa among municipality sa Ipil. I-bless usab ang among mga visitors nga niya karon, hinaut Lord usab nga ma-address ang ilahang mga needs o God o mga request o Lord. This is our prayer to the blessed through our Lord Jesus Christ, and in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Maayong buntag sa tanan. God bless.
Is now called to order. Start with, may I request everybody to please stand for the singing of the Philippine National Anthem.
Babayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Good and fulfill my people's aspirations for happiness, peace, and prosperity. May the Almighty God help me consecrate myself for the people I have called to serve.
I am a Philippine counselor mandated by
I'd like to request our Madam Secretary for the roll call.
present for today's regular session, Mr. Chair, the following. The Honorable Vice Mayor Ramses Troy Ligario, the Honorable Farida Dangpalan, the Honorable Catherine Turalba, and Honorable Serapin Ramos. On record, sir, there are only 4 out of 11, so there is no quorum here.
Okay, considering that there, I would like to declare a 15 minutes recess while waiting for the others to come. Asin Hasim, the Honorable Diane Catalunya, and the Honorable Susie Jane Garcia. The Chair would like to declare now that there's a quorum. Before we proceed, I'd like to appoint the Honorable Catherine M. Torralba to be our floor leader for this session. Wala pa man.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, to our visitors who are here today, attending our regular session of the Sangguniang Bayan of Bipil. Good morning to each and every one of you. At this juncture, Mr. Chair, I move for the adoption of the order of business for today's regular session.
Okay, there's a motion for the adoption of the order of business. Any second to the motion? Duly seconded. Any discussion? Amendments? Objection? Having none, the motion is hereby approved. And also, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of the Honorable Juan Pablo A. Nuega. Good morning. Mr. Floor Leader, may we proceed with the visitors hour?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. At this point, we have visitors, Mr. Chair. I would like to call on first our visitor from the municipality of Cabasalan, the former board member of this province, Dato Wilborn S. Danda. Sir, you are now
Okay, any
recognized.
motion for the suspension of the rules?
I move, Mr. Chair, for the suspension of the rules to accommodate our visitor.
Okay, rules suspended to accommodate our visitor. Mr. Wilborn Danda, you are now recognized.
Thank you very much, Vice. To the honorable members of this august body, to our visitors, my dear colleagues sa tribo, to mga Pataros Subanon, Bae Sisulom, to my brother, mga taymanghod ko, Muslimin, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Kanatong tanan may buntag. Ako lang tantangon ni akong face mask kay galisod ko ginawa. Mr. Chairman, thank you so much. By the way, with my special greetings to my sis. Good morning, sis. She is my sorority and fraternity sister. Once again, maimbuntag ka natin tanan. Nalipay kog dako, I was given this opportunity to be with you this morning. Actually, 3 days ago, I was invited by the SAM group of the Samal in Kulibugan to be with them this morning. So, when I arrived, I was asked if I am ready to speak before you this morning. But before going, I would like to... Hi, good morning.
Privilege motion,
Good
Mr.
morning.
Chair.
Okay, before the former board member would continue to deliver his message. Yes, Mr. Floor Leader.
Mr. Chair, I would like to request everyone who are present here in this Sangguniang Bayan Hall to, if you have cell phones with you, to please put it in a silent mode. Another privilege motion, Mr. Chair. I move to relinquish the chair to the regular floor leader, the Honorable Bob Chong, because he's already around. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, the Honorable Chong is now also recognized. Thank you, Honorable Torralba. Okay, board, may continue.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. My special mention to the personnel from the NCIP, our acting regional director, Ma'am Minyaw, Attorney Idiang, Ma'am Baya. They came from Pagadian City. So, Mr. Chairman, as I said, I was requested by the group to be with them this morning in relation to the assumption of selected IPMR, Haji Apid. I understand, Mr. Chairman, that he furnished already a copy of assumption to this august body and other departments within this building, Mr. Chairman, to include the office of the NCIP. Perhaps, I understand there was also a copy furnished from the office of the Ombudsman Mindanao. Mr. Chairman, before going further, I would like to allow me, Mr. Chairman, to read portion what was provided under Republic Act 8371 in relation to this problem that we are here this morning. I think if we're going to analyze everything, this is not a problem. But in the previous months, I was able to witness, because I understand that your session is a live screening session. So akong nasundan ni, tama ang ilang gisulti. There was a petition against Haji Apid, but it is very clear that this petition was too late already. Too late already, because there was already as issuance of COA in relation to the assumption of the newly selected IPMR for the municipality of Ipil. So, Mr. Chairman, granting but not admitting that there was a petition on this particular issue, then I would like to invite my brother cultural minorities to revisit Section 65 and Section 66, Chapter 9, under the jurisdiction and procedures for enforcement of rights. It is very clear, Mr. Chairman, that in the event like this, if there is a problem or perhaps an irregularity during the selection of Haji Apid, then it is not, with all due respect, it is not this honorable body, but it is the NCIP. Everything will be addressed to the NCIP as what the law says. Then the NCIP, they will, before taking action on that, they will validate everything, whether or not the petition is meritorious. Then they will submit that, return back to the community. Then it is the community who will decide. The NCIP has a quasi-judicial body. There is also a court. There is a hearing officer. In fact, she is with us now this morning. So everything, any complaint for that matter, will be addressed to them. However, after evaluating the same, Mr. Chairman, that will be returned back to the community. And the community will decide whether or not the same is meritorious. And allow me to read, Mr. Chairman, under Section 66 of Chapter 9, jurisdiction of the NCIP. The NCIP, through its regional offices, shall have jurisdiction all claims and disputes involving rights of the indigenous cultural minorities / indigenous peoples, provided, however, that no such dispute shall be brought to the NCIP unless the parties have exhausted all the remedies provided under their customary laws. So meaning, ibalik yun na sa community. And that community will decide. Mauna atong sabot-sabutan kung doon na may anomalya o wala. For this purpose, a certification shall be issued by the Council of Elders, leaders who participated in the attempt to settle the dispute that the same has not been resolved which certification shall be a condition precedent to the filing of a petition with the NCIP. That's the time. The petition will be filed in the NCIP. Kung ang community wala gyud makahatag sa ilang final decision on the issue. That is very clear, Mr. Chairman. In the event, if they are not contented with the decision of the regional office, I'm referring to the quasi-judicial body, to our hearing officer, then they will go to court, to the Court of Appeals, for them to refile their petition. And it is very provided in this particular section, Mr. Chairman. Execution of decision in award order. Ni ani diri, it is very clear. We are going to rely on this book, Republic Act 8371. Pasensya na, Mr. Chairman, hugaw-hugaw na yun, kay dugay na kaini siya. Dugay na yun siya. Usay daghan maghulam ani, usay malintan na iuli, so mao nang nagkahugaw-hugaw na. Oh. So, Mr. Chairman, I was reminded of the problem of the province. When Honorable Abison assumes office as our IP representative, as in the provincial board member, after two months, perhaps, 2 or more than 2 months, he assumes office as member of the board. There was a petition addressed to the NCIP. Then the NCIP, perhaps they are not contented, they filed the case to the civil court, of which the court, with all due respect, take cognizance on the said order. So because of that, Mr. Chairman, doon na po yung order. So it is very clear, after that, our representative, wala siya makalingkod for 2 weeks. So this humble representation, Mr. Chairman, was invited the Kulibugan tribe to explain before the Sangguniang Panglalawigan with your father, Vice Governor Ray Oligario, of the members of the Sangguniang Panglalawigan. Then they recognized Dato Danda to speak before them. And I spoke after that. I told them, with all due respect, the court has no jurisdiction on the problem because it is very specific that this case is still under the province of the NCIP. And it is very clear, Mr. Chairman, please allow me to read Section 70. I told them that unta ang korte magtuon po, tanahon po, before acting this. It is very clear, Section 70, no restraining order or preliminary injunction. At that time, there was already an order issued to the Sangguniang Panglalawigan, mautong wala na po makalingkod si Board Member Abison. Luoy biya po. In such doing, it is a prejudicial act. Why? Because the interests, the rights and welfare of the indigenous people were affected. Siya among representative at the time. Pero wala siya gihatagan og igong pagtagat. It is very clear that no inferior court of the Philippines shall have jurisdiction to issue any restraining order or writ of preliminary injunction against the NCIP or any of its duly authorized or designated offices in any case. Dispute, controversy arising from, necessary to, or interpretation of this act and other pertinent laws relating to indigenous cultural communities and indigenous people. It is very clear. So when I spoke to them, I told them that you can use this, you can utilize this in your appeal to the court. So gihimo nila na. In fact, one of the member of the Sangguniang Panglalawigan, usara magigatingog dito, iyaha pa kong gidirekta. If that is the case, Dato Danda, you go to the court and advise your client, no, he is not my client. He is my friend. Kay usako sa nagfacilitate during the selection. I was there. And there was no irregularity at the time. Granting if there is any, but not admitting, Mr. Chairman, unta, they filed their petition on the right time because there was a prescription period on that very moment. Wala nila nagihimo. Nag-assume na ang tao, usa pa nag-file. You see? So, Ako siyang giingnan. Nako, you are a lawyer. I will not mention his name. Kaya medyo nagka-discussay ni. I think it is now the duty of this august body, the Sangguniang Panglalawigan now, will inform the court in relation to this. Because you are jointly, not only Abison, but jointly, the Sangguniang Panglalawigan is also required to answer why Abison will continue assuming as member of the Sangguniang Panglalawigan. So ako lang ginan, you talk with your lawyer sa province, dili kay ako. Si Abison doon ay abogado, I will talk to his lawyer, not to the lawyer of the province. Nako, we can use this. Yes, true to it. Gigamit to ni Atty. Mendoza and the court lifted the said injunction order. Continuously nagpadayon si Abison. You see? So pasalamat ra po ko. Bintaha ra gyud ning maminaw di ay. Bintaha ra gyud di ay nga magsabot-sabot. Bintaha ra gyud. At least doon na tayo ka nagitawag nga cultural sensitivity sa atong kultura, ato pong tanahon. You see, ang kaso karon unsay nahitabo? Wala. You see? So in this case now, kumplito na, naa na. In fact, there is an order, DILG circular on that matter, that kung nahuman na, kumplito, before, during our time, what we need is COA, and COC. But now only one. COC na. Wala na ang COA to be issued by the DILG. O sa opinion sa DILG. Kung kumplito na, then the Sangguniang Panglalawigan, or for that matter, wala na mahimo. Kundi, you have to accept. You have to welcome the newly selected IPMR. Why? Kaniagi og proseso. There was already a law for that matter. Dili na nato na sila pwede hilabtan. That's why I told them, as a member, ayun, the member of the Sangguniang Panglalawigan, what you are going to do now is to welcome our selected IPMR. If there is a problem, let the NCIP decide, not this office, nor the other, nor the court, because we have the court, the so-called quasi-judicial body, we have also our hearing officer. So in this particular issue, Mr. Chairman, if Honorable Apid, I will call him Honorable because he is going to assume now, in fact, starting yesterday, he assumed office because I told him, if you will not assume, you will be charged for abandoning your office or neglect of duty. You have to assume now, considering the fact that you have already completed all the requirements na ana sa imuha. You just give a copy to these people, to these offices, so that they will be informed that you are already functioning now. Mr. Chairman, before going further, doon na lang ko'y usa ka sugilanon. Kay kanigong subano as a leader, mahilig ni og mga sugilanon. Doon ay usa ka magtiayo. After a year nga nag-ipon na sila, doon na sila anak, usa ka buok. Ang babae ang asawa. Mga batanon pa, Mr. Chairman. Your Honors, ang babae, 23 ang edad. Ang lalaki, 25. Usara ilang anak. After the wife noticed, more than 1 year na, nawala na tong mga tawag, nawala na tong mga gugma, nawala na tong kuhaon siya, imbitaron siya magkaon, magsuroy, hagkan siya mabuntag, inigmata, good morning love. Nawala na to, Mr. Chairman. So, ang asawa nagduda na. Imagine, 1 year, unya ugma birthday sa asawa, pagkaugma, wala yun siya matagad. Then after that, pagkahapon, ingon ang iyang bana, nagtawag, siya, love, kuhaon ka na ko unya. Ayaw gawas sa opisina kung dili ko moabot. Nalipay ang asawa. Nalipay siya. Sa mauna ni siguro, basi unya katong kaagi namo sa una, basi karon mahatagan ako niya. Sa dugay ng panahon nga iya kong nalimtan. Tuod man, niabot sa opisina, din iyang gisulod sa opisina, o gihawira sa kamot, gihalukan. Love, muuli na ta. Tunood, gisakay sa sakyanan, giabri pagit ang purtahan, maunay gipangita ni Mrs. sulod sa lingkod. Paglingkod gisira ni adto na ang bana sa Munabila kay mag-drive na. Sa lab, dili na lang ta mangaon sa balay. Adto ta sa lugar kung asa ta kaniadto nga kanunay tang magsuroy. Dito sila na nihapon. And after that, uli sila. Pag uli nila, ingon din siya sa babae, siyang asawa, love, ligo na ka. Ligo na ka. Kaya musunod ko, kaya ako pang ipark akong sakyanan. Tuod man, nalipay ang babae. Siya mauna ni. Siya ang una-una, siya mauna ni. Kapintuig, ako ning gipangita. Karon ni ana. Doon naging mahitabo karon. Tuod man, pag-abot ito, excuse me, pag-abot ito, sulod na ang bana sa kwarto. Pag sulod sa bana sa kwarto, ang babae tuwa pa sa banyo. Dugay-dugay ni gawas ang babae, gatualya na lang ang asawa. Paggawas sa babae, nakita niya ang bana, nagpadyama, o nagtakilid man, gahagok na. Gisakitan ang asawa. Bayos, gisakitan. Nga naman for more than 1 year ko, ga-expect nga doon ay mahitabo. Nga nung giyon anak man. Unya, nagtualya lang ang babae. So walay nahimo si Mrs. Nitapad og higda. Unya, ni honghong sa iyang bana, love, human ako ligo, humot na kaayo ko. Walay reaction ang bana. Walay reaction. Gisakitan ang babae, Your Honor. Gisakitan yun siya. Iya na pong giduol o gihawiran sa dalonggan. Siya, love, humot na kaayo ko. Unya, wala na bi ako'y panty. Imagine, ang asawa, nakasulti sa anak, di niya nga ikaulaw, nga nung magkaihamang bana. Nibalik iyang bana, nasuko man hinoon, ba? Siya, unsa to? Wala na kay panty? Siya, yes, love, wala na ko'y panty. Sige na, katulog, ugma birthday mo, palitan ta kag daghang panty. Imagine, dapat dili day ta cultural sensitivity ko dili sexually sensible po ta. Pareho ra po na ano karon hitabo karon. Ang importante magsinabot-sabot. Importante nga naa na siya representante na ninyo. And he is representing the 4 tribes of Ipil. Not only the Sama, not only the Kulibugan, but to include the Subanan and the Iyakan. Importante magkasinabot ta, importante atong relasyon mao'y magpabilin. Nagmahay gani ko. Nang limbawt akong balahibo, Vice, Your Honor. Akong mablim akong kaugalingon. Why? Kaya in 2004 naning kamot ko nga maliho kaning IPMR. Throughout the Philippines, only in Zamboanga, Sibugay nga nahitabo ni. Nagmahay ko bilang Subano, bilang leader. Kaya kung wala na ko nighimo, dili uta magsamok-samok, dili uta mag-away-away ang mga parinti. Naningkamot ko nga makalingkod sa province, naana si Ma'am Marita. Si Ma'am Margarita. At the time, ang opisina sa una, sa NCIP, tapat pa dito sa clinic ni Dr. Simon. Ako, paningkamutan na ito ni. There was no guideline yet at the time. The NCIP in the DILG, walay guideline nga nahitabo. But we invoke the PCB, the People's Consultative Body, mo ni among gihimo. In short, almost 7 months, wala gyud gidawat, with all due respect sa patay, si Dr. Governor Hopper, wala niya gidawat. Sa dili na ko na dawaton, kay dili na akong tao. Tao na ni Kuan. Gusto ko, danda ikaw, kaya at that time, human ako as Vice Mayor. Kung gusto ka makalingkod mo, ikaw, akong gusto. Gob, kay very close po to sa tuwa. Gob, irigalo na lang na sa iya. Kay 9 years ko, I'm serving the municipality of Kabasala for the past 9 years. Wala na ako maatiman akong yuta. Gamay ra akong luna, wapag yun na ako maatiman. Kay ako, honest ko, perfect attendance ko, na ako kanunay, bisan diya sa province. Kay maulaw ko, nga makita sa katawhan, gibutang ta din na, unya magsuri-suroy lang ko. Sumoto akong giinan, Vice, and the Governor akong gihangyo. Tuod man nakalingkod siya after 7 months. Sa dihang nakalingkod na, nasamok na hinuon. Nga naman, kay dito man nagkaiya-iya na. So at the time, niyaman ni si Ma'am Marita Minyaw, siya ang provincial acting officer diri. Inako, we will focus on the IPMR. Atong i-establish ni ngano man. Kay kung dili nato ni buhaton, musulti ko sa inyong tinuod, magproblema ra gyapon ang IP. So we started from the first district down to Tungawan. Gihimo na muna. Naana si Ma'am Marita. Giuna na mo ang buog. Gihangyo na ko. I talked with the mayor in the Sangguniang Bayan. Ding gipalingkod na mo si Andres Sumpo. Likewise, in Diplahan, in Malangas, ni Amani, si Haji Junaid. I talked to the mayor, si Mayor Atilano. Personally, akong give-explain dito unsay balaod. Isa buhatan ninyo na, nakalingkod po ang Malangas. And so on and so forth, going to Tungawan, na-establish ang 16 municipality during our time. Modesty aside. Ni aning taga-NCIP. They are the living testimony. In fact, katusaon ng busing ni Brother Barley, si Haji Kamlian, you ask him, almost 2 years and 8 months, wala makalingkod as Sangguniang Bayan member sa Talusan. Dili siya palingkuron. So I was invited to go there. I went there. I talked to the mayor. And I talked to the Sangguniang Bayan. I audience with this group. Ug akong gihanay dito ug ang mga DILG circular. Gidawat siya. Outrightly, wala ka abot 30 minutes. Gidawat siya. Wala pa kumahuman og istorya ni abot si Ma'am Marita at the time together with the late Nida. Taga Alicia. Naapsan ko nila dito. Sumauna. Kaya nakita kumplito na. Ang importante akong gisulti dito, ang relasyon nato. Dili ta mag-away-away. Mao na magmahay ko. May pawala na ko ni gipaning kamutin ning IPMR. Kaya di pa mag-away-away ni sila. Abi na ko ang Subano ray mag-away-away. Hantod ang samal naman. Hantod ang kulibugan. Di na hinon magtinagdanay. Imagine. Mo nagisakitan ko. Kung anong ingon ani man. Magpuli-puli. Kaya doon ay balaod nga atong pagahimuon. Doon na tayo guidelines, doon ay national guidelines. NCIP Administrative Order No. 1 Series of 2021. Mo na'y bag-o karon. Doon ay gitawag nga rotation. Then we prepare, we made our own guidelines. Naana. By virtue of this, nahitabo na. Baliko na ko, if there is an irregularity at the time, then let the NCIP decide. Not this office, nor any other government agency. Mauna siya. Simple kaayo. Sakitan gyud ko, Vice. Bisag karon sakitan ko magtanaw. Nga ang akong mga amigo, si Honorable Boal, he is also my friend. Unya, magkita-kita, dili na gani magkataw-anay. Naunsa naman. Ako, bisag nagka-face mask ko. Kaya sugod sa pandemic, mag-face mask magyud ko. Kaya I'm already, diyan ako sa average 70 up. So, mga senior citizen na. Dili na gani utak ko angay mo barog pa diri. Kay puti na atong buhok. Dili na utak ko magulat nga mahimo pang bulawan ni akong buhok. Pero gikinahanglan. Gikinahanglan gyud. Vice. Importante gyud ni. Una-unaan ninyo ang importante sa tuwa atong relasyon. Dili ang posisyon. Kitaray sulugoon. Susama ra po ni sila. Regular member of this august body. Gipili sa katawan because sila'y gadala sa tingog sa katawan. Unya karon na atay atong napili, ato na pong babagan. Dili na mao. Muhangi lang ko ninyo. I am appealing before you this morning to please be with us. Dili na tagagmay bata. I am talking now not only speculation, not only akong haka-haka, but I am giving you many examples, including the Republic Act 8371. Dili na lang ako basahon tanan. It is very clear na ato na siyang pagadawaton. Muhangi lang ko ninyo, members of this august body, please, kumplito na. Because in denying the representation of the indigenous people of Ipil, it is just likewise denying the entire tribe, the interest, welfare of the IPs is totally denied. Unya, sakit biya po na kay paminaw. Sakit kayo na. So, dili ko na lang tason kay ang Subano good Vice kung paistoryahon. Maabtan gyud tag kadlawon. Oh. Kaya kung dili paistoryahon, taas na kaya ng 3 minutes, makatulog ko. Makatulog ko. But before ko muhawa, ako mong binlan og usa ka sugilan. Kani tinuod yun ni nahitabo. Tinuod yun ni nahitabo. Usa ka pista sa usa ka lugar. Unya natingala ang announcer o reporter sa usa ka TV sa channel nganong daghan kaayong tao. So nihapit siya. Paghapit niya iyang nakita ang mga tao gahangad dito sa langit. Niapil po siya hangad. Nakita niya doon ay taong gabisiklita dito sa taas. Doon na dahil dito'y wire nga pikas lubi, paigo dito sa pikas lubi. Mga almost 200 meters. Gabisiklita ning tao balik-balik. So, ang announcer, nalipay, niingon siya, kinsay isog din hikaron. Kinsay kursunada, musaka diya sa taas, musakay anang tao nga gabisiklita. Kay doon ako diri, 5,000 akong ihatag. Tungkol sa ihang kalipay. Wala gyud ni tubag. Wala ni kubit sa ihang challenge. Apan usa ka bata ng edad og 7 ka tuig. Ni dool dito. Siya, sir, ako. Siya dong ayaw pagbinuang. Pila imong edad? Siya 7 pa. Bata pa ka. Delikado na. Siya dili, musaka ko. In short, gipasaka siya. Tuod pagsaka dito, nag-backride siya sa bisikleta, naghawid pa sa abaga siyang amahan. 5 ka bisis nagbalik-balik, gakatawa pa ang bata. Ang mga tao walay tingog gikulbaan. Bisan pagpalakpak, dili makapalakpak, kay gikulbaan sila. Nanaog ang bata, giduol siya sa reporter. Dong, nganong wa makamahadlok? Siya, wala lang. Wala ka gikulbaan, baka ihulog ka. Siya, wala eh. Bisan gamay na lang. Siya, wala gyud ko. Bisan gamay na lang. Wa ko'y kahadlok. Nganong wa makamahadlok? Nganong mahadlok mako? Ako matong amahan. Amahan man di ay niya tong gabisiklita. Now, I am talking with that story. In this chamber, ang amahan diri ba ikaw. The member of the Sangguniang Bayan, ang imong mga anak. And we are only the people representing the indigenous people of Bipil. Appealing before you this morning. Wala mi kahadlok. Nga naman, kay naa ka mo. Thank you so much and God bless us all.
Okay, thank you. Dato Wilborn Danda for sharing your thoughts and opinion with regards to this situation that we are having right now. Mr. Floor Leader, next.
Honorable Chair, we still have another visitor, the person of Barley Mabul. Mr. Mabul, you are recognized.
The messages, statement of the former honorable board member Danda was very interesting and enlightening. And I just like, as a preliminary statement, I just like to inform that about the case of the Abison, since he was able to mention that. The case is not true that wala na. The case was now submitted for resolution by both parties, the plaintiff and the defendant. And we are just waiting for the result of the decision of the Honorable Court. It is not also true that we did not exhaust all the available administrative remedies before filing the petition in court. We did, but we got nothing. So like in this case, first, I would like to introduce myself for the sake of those who are new today. I am Barley Muhammad Mabul, Vice President for Internal Affairs of the Sibugay Islamic Supreme Council, IPIL, and also the spokesperson And I am also a former government worker. I worked with the Philippine National Police for more than 32 years until I reached the mandatory age of retirement. So, we believe, Your Honor, and we learned that today will be the supposed installment of Alapid Muhammad. And we believe also that this will be our last ditch in coming today. That is why we would like to reiterate our opposition. We have two petitions, as we have said before, Your Honor, submitted to the regional director, who was then Honorable Firdaus Abbas, Firdaus Serna. Unfortunately, he was suspended and replaced by Honorable Marita Miñao as the acting regional director. We have a petition coursed through with the then regional Firdaus Serna. But we do not know what happened to that petition since he was already suspended. We called the regional office yesterday, and we got a reply that the petition was already submitted to the office of the acting regional director. We do not know what happened. What is the status of our petition? Maybe the Honorable Acting Regional Director might be able to answer later on. The other petition, aside from our petition, was the petition filed by Honorable Rashid Bual. We do not know the allegation, the issues raised in that petition, as to the nature of the issues. But Rashid Bual accordingly filed a petition representing the Council of Elders of the different ICCs, IPs of Ipil Sambonga Sibugay. And it was acted upon by the acting regional director. In fact, on July 18, 2023, a reply, a communication was sent to Honorable Rashid Bual, and it was released from the NCIP Regional Office 9 on July 24 this month, informing Rashid Bual that a fact-finding committee was already instituted, and Honorable Bual will be informed accordingly to whatever action or result of the fact-finding committee as soon as it will be over, as according to regional acting regional director Miñao, further your office will be furnished in whatever action that the office of the regional director will do relative to the issue, since you are the one officially transmitting this said petition or protest to the NCIP. My question, Your Honor, what happened to our petition? Why is it that the petition only of Rashid Bual was acted upon? What happened to our petition? This is a clear, partial, bias, and a dilly-dallying tactic on the part of the regional office, Your Honor. That is why we submitted and sent our other petition to the regional office, to the office of the Executive Director of the NCIP, Honorable Mervin Espadero. It was sent last July 24, 2023 to LBC, Your Honor. So, the same issues alleged in our petition submitted to the regional director, and the same issues raised in our petition addressed to the office of the executive director in Manila. Maybe later, the regional director the person of Honorable Marita Minyao can give us an answer why our petition was not acted by his office, when in fact we were informed that the said petition was already in her office. Be that as it may, Your Honor, let me proceed with jurisdiction. Let me discuss with jurisdiction. Accordingly, the Sangguniang Bayan has nothing to do and can't do anything once the requirements has been completed. Then there is no room or other option left in the Sangguniang Bayan except to accept the selected nominee. We disagree, Your Honor. We disagree. Good if there is no questions about the issuance of the certificate of permission. Good if there is no irregularities raised before the issuance of the certificate of permission. We have to find out, we have to ferret out the truth, we have to scrutinize the attending, we have to examine the attending circumstances surrounding the issuance of the COA, whether or not the processes, the procedures has been followed. If there is no irregularities, then I admit, I concede that the Sangguniang Bayan has no jurisdiction. But it is the duty of the Sangguniang Bayan to protect the rights of the people. After all, the money to be paid to the person who will sit as ex officio member of this council will be the money's taxpayers. Your Honor, it is not the money of the Subanin tribe. It is not the money of the Sama tribe. It is not the money of the Kalibugan tribe, but the money of the Filipino people. And so this council must protect the interests of the Filipino people. The Sangguniang Bayan members, the honorable members of this august body, should ensure that the money to be paid to the person representing a certain tribe will not be wasted. It will go to pay to a legitimate representative, not to the person whose personality and integrity was in question, Mr. Chair. Now, let me proceed with the other topic, Your Honor. And I would like to address this. If the Honorable Presiding Officer will allow me, Your Honor, and please allow me, I have some questions to be addressed to the nominated or selected IPMR, who is about to sit as ex officio members of this august body. Part 1 of Rule 4, Administrative Order Number 1, Series of 1998, Section 2, Paragraph C. Issuance of Certificate Tribal Membership. Only the recognized leaders are authorized to issue a certificate of tribal membership to their members. Such certificate shall be confirmed by the NCIP based on its census and records and shall have effect only for the purpose for which it was issued. May I ask now, Mr. Chair, the person of Honorable Abid Muhammad.
May I ask if those questions, your clarifications, was included in your petition?
It was not. That is why I raised it here to be put it in record,
Yes,
Your Honor.
because I think this would not be the proper venue or proper time to question the...
I believe, Your Honor, I agree to that. But my purpose is only to help these honorable members of this august body, at least to give them some idea whether or not we have grounds to oppose his assumption to office today, Your Honor. I am not trying to, but I am just trying to give an idea to this honorable body, at least to help them determine whether or not there is indeed a grounds for this august body to accept. We have to exert all efforts. We have to raise the issues which we never raised in our petition, Your Honor, if only to aid this august body, Your Honor. So please allow me to ask, Your Honor.
Yes, considering that you have read a while ago the protest being raised by Honorable Buwal to our NCIP regional director, addressed to regional director Minyao, and in fact you have stated, and I have received the letter, that she already constituted a fact-finding team for this matter.
That is why, Your Honor, and we are also contemplating to file a protest with the national office requesting the acting regional director to inhibit herself to insofar as this case is concerned. We are contemplating to file our petition before the national office, requesting the national office to direct Regional Director Minyao to inhibit herself from deciding this issue, Your Honor, because we cannot attain, as we have said before several times, that we cannot attain fair administration of justice. We cannot attain the true justice if we will rely in the regional office, Your Honor. You see, how can a regional office director, a regional director, can reverse his own action, her own action? How can we expect that the regional director will be on our side? She is the one who is proclaiming, declaring that Al-Hafid Muhammad is the selected IPMR without undergoing the usual, regular selection process, Your Honor. So we cannot expect.
Okay. Sige, considering that this issue has been already lasted for maybe almost 2 months, and I would like to presume that each of the members of this august body knew already about those.
This is a new issue, Your Honor. That is why I am asking for your permission to please, for the last time, allow me to ask this question, Your Honor. If only to give, not really to convince this august body to side us. You are independent, a body, but at least just
Yes, as I have said before, I told you last week when you came over at this August body for the regular session, raising your concern, as we have stated in behalf of this honorable body, that we'd like to give assurance of the both sides that this Sangguniang Bayan is nga namis to nga, no? Wala may gidapigan. The other side submitted their documents presenting their COA, and you have submitted your petition. Siguro, I would like to say that raising your questions to the appointed IPMR, siguro, I would like to tell you nga, for me, no, this is my opinion, that this is not the proper venue for those discussions. But siguro, you have your time together with
yes,
our NCIP to raise those issues between you. Kay ang Sangguniang Bayan, ang amuang trabaho diri is to approve, acknowledge, or concur the appointment of the
And-
issuance of the NCIP.
And I believe, Your Honor, including in your function is to protect the rights of the
Yes.
people if
Yes, yes.
unjustly invaded, Your Honor.
Yes, yes.
Not
we-
only being a legislator, but we also look at you as the protector of rights invaded.
Yes, we know for a fact that we are the
So will you just please allow me, Mr. Chair?
pila ka question?
It will need a brief answer, 1 or 2 words, Your Honor.
Okay,
A
so
brief question.
I would like to ask the honorable the
There is nothing to fear on the
honorable
side
Lapid,
of
if are you amenable, would you be willing to answer those queries?
there is nothing to fear, there is nothing to hide, Mr. Chair. First, do I have to ask in a
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman. From the June 7 up to sa July 27, ang issue dire, it is 2371. Ang akong pangutana sa inyo, ganong ialong man nato ang tao dire nga, dili man siya ICCIBs. Ganong ialong nato sige istorya diha about sa Republic Act 2371. Now, yung gina-question ang akong credibilidad na tao.
no, no.
Mr. Chair, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Okay. Sorry to
may I interrupt,
Yes,
Mr. Chair?
the honorable Toralba.
This will not end up the soonest time.
Yes,
It
yes.
will take time. So we will just allow our Mr. Mabol to raise that question.
Okay.
Then we will just let Haji Aped listen to that, and we will give time also to Haji Aped to
Okay.
be in the
Okay.
trust room
Okay, sige.
later part.
Okay,
Thank
go ahead.
you.
Thank you, Mr. Yeah, it is up to him whether to answer or not, as long as I can ask the question, Mr. Chair. First question. Who issued your certificate of tribal membership?
Okay, second. Okay, sige. Ato isa ipahurot ang ihang
Yan, katurasa.
questions. Okay, go
Who
ahead.
issued your certificate of tribal membership?
Okay, second. Second question, proceed.
Second question, what was your tribe in that certificate of tribalship membership?
Okay, third. 2 questions or 3 questions?
That was the first 2 questions, Your Honor.
Okay.
After that, there was this affidavit, which is disturbing, Your Honor. But I will read this later, and it is for him to accept, to admit or not. But just answer me those 2 questions. First, who issued your tribalship membership? Tribal membership. Who issued?
Okay, may we allow the honorable Lapid to come over at the rostrum to
Mr.
answer
Chair,
those
Mr. Chair, we will let Mr. Mabol finish
3? All-
finish all whatever he wants to say something
Okay.
Okay.
before the Haji Aped will proceed in that rostrum, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So I will just rephrase my question for the person to answer it easily. I will rephrase my question. Will you admit that it was the late Habib Liam Hasim who issued your tribal membership? Will you admit?
Okay.
Yeah, certify. Yeah, you will admit. And you will admit that what has been certified in the tribal membership, your tribe is a Kalibugan. Will you admit?
Okay, sige, ihurot na to imong mga questions and then we will allow
Yeah,
the honorable Lapid
So,
to
will you
answer.
admit that your tribe, as stated in the certificate of tribal membership, was that of a Kalibugan tribe and not of the Sama tribe?
Okay, are you through? Okay na?
There is another one, a disturbing affidavit executed by your relative. And this was duly executed and duly notarized by a lawyer in the person of Salatun Wadja. I just have a copy of this affidavit from Rashid Buwal. It states, Salatun Wadja categorically stated in her sworn affidavit that you are his second-degree cousin. That your mother family is Impang and Abison, belongs to Kalibugan tribe. And his father belong to Tausug and Kalibugan. Will you admit to the truthfulness, to the veracity of this affidavit? Statement executed by no less than your second-degree cousin. That's all, Your Honor.
Okay, so are you
For the
through?
meantime. But please allow me to return again.
Okay. So we'll now
Mr.
give-
Chair,
Yes.
privilege motion, Mr. Chair, may I move a 5 minutes recess?
Okay.
Okay, recess for 5 minutes. 5 minutes is already through. The session be back to order. So,
Mr. Chair, we'll wait for the floor leader. Nang
okay, Mr. Floor Leader. May we proceed?
Yes, Honorable Chair. Rules still suspended.
Okay.
We'll go to the next visitor, guest.
Okay, we do have here the presence of our MLGOO.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
Mr. Chair, I would reiterate, as chairman of the Committee on Rules, there was question raised by Mr. Mabol earlier, and that was the question is addressed to Haji Aped Muhammad. So, Mr. Chair, I move that Haji Aped Muhammad will be recognized
Okay.
in aid of legislation, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Okay, the Honorable Haji Muhammad, you have the floor.
Okay na. May muntag sa tanan no. Ang akong mga legality about sa akong genealogy na nagitanan sa NCIP submit nako. Sila na nang mutubag ana. So daghang salamat.
Okay.
Natoy katong gipangutana ni kaning para lang makuan so that everyone will be enlightened, and the statement that you will say this morning will be put into record. Kay kami sa Sangguniang Bayan, puhon, mahimo kami ang Sangguniang Bayan, at least atong ginawain ang tanan kay dili man ta pwede diri nga kanang makigbisog, no? Makigbisog ang matag usa. Kay all of you are Ipileños, all of you are our constituents in this municipality. So kami sa Sangguniang Bayan, katupad yun mapila ka bulan pa yun nga kaning sa problema, no? Nagaagad mi kung unsay hatag diri as representante sa mga IP sa lungsod sa Ipil. So I would reiterate that there was a question raised by Mr. Mabol earlier nga sa katong iya mga pangutana nga gusto ni mutubagon, pero akong gikat kay dili ko gusto mag tinubagay word for word kamo diri. So we gave Mr. Mabol ample of time, and now address man to sa imo Haji, pwede pud mi makadungog ba sa imong mga tubag ni adto para lang ma-clear tanan, satisfied tanan. Kami sa Sangguniang Bayan pod. Oo. Kay para pod nga kuan kanang mahimutang mi tanan ba diri sa Sangguniang Bayan.
So mora gito siya honorable no ang pangutana ni Mabol. Ang tanan mga requirement nga gisubmit nako nara gyud sa NCIP. So as sa akong tribal membership nagyapon sa NCIP. So sila ang mo-provide ana kay naa naman tanan sa ilaha.
Okay. General Garcia.
For me, sir, good morning. One answer is, since nag-submit mo ka sa NCIP, whatever you submitted there, kabalo ka mismo kung saan mo i-submit. So, why not you answer the question directly, inana na lang, sir? Then, we will give time for the NCIP to magdungat sa kung saan mali mo tubag sa mga
So as sa akong tribal membership nag-claim gyud ko nga na ako'y community sa diha sa among lugar sa Purokuranos as tribal leaders nila diha, as nga panglima nila diha nga gi-recognize nila. Since time sa pag-abot nako diha, although tanan mga problema dili pod nga masulbad nako. So even na gani mga ka-community nako dire na sa akong kauman, unsa ang ilang mga problema nagid na sila sa ako. Although napoy mga problema nga wala nila maris sa ako, so wala pod ko ka tabangan. So as my genealogy, since time immemorial, ang akong stand sa mabangingi gud me. Why? Ang mga nunyo sa Zamboanga City sa Taluksangay, ang ilang papa ni Haji Aman Nunyo, cousin na sa akong papa. First cousin sa akong papa. So dito mi na in line sa ilahang kuan. Kay although 50% yun na siya, sa mabangi nga among dugo. Siguro ka-remember mo nga time nga Marcelo, bakwit sa una, kaming taga-ipil, dito gyud mi nahurot sa Taluksangay. Dito gyud mi nagpuyo sa Taluksangay sa katong Marcelo time. Nga naman, gi-allow mi dito magpuyo sa mga nunyo. Kay amo silang mga parente. So which come diri punta sa akong mother side. Sa akong mother side, 25% ang Kulibugan, 25% ang Subanen. Why? Ang akong mama, first cousin sa papa ni Parida Andohol. It is Abison. So sa akong dugong Subano, ang Abison manghod, naaman ni si Timoy Lorenzo Lanosa, pangilayan gid ni siya. So ang among parente sa mother side nako, Kalibugan ug mga Subanon. So that's why nga time nga mag-selection mi dire kay ang Ipil Manggod, it is composed by the 4 tribes. So we are claiming the ancestral domain of Ipil, it's 4 tribe. So kung maabot ang mga rotation diha sa kanang tribo, ako wala gyud ko'y ginalabanan sa ila kay na ako sa neutral. Kung unsa nang giingon sa walaod, diha ra gyud ko magpabilin. So por eso nga wala gyud ko'y permanenteng amigo. Kay kung ako amigo mugawas sa walaod, dili gyud ko mukuyog sa iya. So that's why kanang genealogy nako wala gyud maka ingon mo testify og laing tao kung dili among clan.
Mr. Chair, may I?
Thank you. Okay, are you through answering the queries of the Honorable Catalonia?
Yes, sir, I would just like to know, gusto lang ta makahibaw gyud, exactly which tribe ka na belong?
Sa sama bangingi, ma'am.
Okay. And then also, considered man ka as member before, no? Unsa nga considered man ka as elder before. To which tribe are you the elder?
Diha ra gyud siya, ma'am, sa sama bangingi ra gyud.
Sa Samal. Now, karon ang certificate nato, unsa man nga certificate ang imong gi-present nga tribe ka?
Ani mangod siya, ma'am, no?
No, can you please answer directly?
Sama bangingi ra gyud, ma'am. Sama.
So, do na batay kapya pud ana no nga
Naagid, ma'am, na
certificate
sa NCIP.
Okay, sige. I think the Honorable Lapid has already answered the queries.
Masin pa sila gusto pangutanon po, Honorable.
Okay,
Mintras na ako para makatubag ko sa ilaha.
okay, so kinasiguro. I think
thank
those were
you.
the important
Thank you.
questions that they would like to raise and for you to answer. Mr. Floor Leader, may we have the next visitor? Our MLGO.
Okay, the next visitor will be our guest here, will be our very own DILG officer.
Okay, Ma'am Gemma Sabdullah is now recognized.
Okay, thank you very much sa Honorable Chairman, no, our Honorable August Body, our regional management from the NCIP, itong mga visitors karon, no, relax lang tatanan. Okay, kani tanan masulbad ra ni, magkasinabot ra tang tanan, no? So as your MLGO, I represent the Department of the Interior and Local Government. Now, when it comes to these issues sa ato ang mga IPs representatives, ang stand sa ato ang sa amo ang department is once certificate of affirmation was issued by the regional director, it is presumed, it is always presumed that all the documents and the requirements thereat is in proper and order. So mao gyud na. Because those other issues, example, katong mga issues of petitions, it is the NCIP gyud. Ako ning binisayon, it is the NCIP gyud ang naay katungod, naay forum to look into this. Isa-isahon, usa sila mo perma because ang gibug-aton is naa sa ilaha. Before they will sign the certificate of affirmation, all those requisites thereat enumerated sa inyong administrative order should be looked into. So, once it is signed, it is always presumed by our department nga tanan is in place and in order. No, mauna siya on our department side. Now, as far as na ako idugang sa inyo ha, para pa-clear lang, thank you to Honorable Ramos for this book. No, although I know that there is a legal opinion on this, but dugay namang good ang legal opinion. With regards, ako na lang idugang para lang ma-clear na ang upcoming mga issues with regards to IPMR representation in the Sanggunian. These are questions and cases on Sanggunians on the Philippines. Na I question diri kung there is a need ba for the Sanggunian concerned to pass and approve a resolution accepting and concurring the duly selected mandatory indigenous peoples representative before assumption to office as member of the Legislative Council. So this is the legal opinion of the department, that as far as the DILG is concerned, the adoption by the concerned local Sanggunian of a resolution recognizing, accepting the previously selected ICC or IP representative or prior acceptance by the local chief executive on the selective IP representative is no longer required before the latter and is immediately allowed to assume as ex officio member of the local Sanggunian. So para ma-clear lang nato na ang issue niya sa recognition of acceptance. It is presumed when naa na siya COA, it is presumed that he has to assume siya immediately as IP representative in the Sanggunian. So mao to ang akong concern lang, but with the issues nga naa na diri nga ato ang giatubang karon, no, on the petition, no, on the issuance of the COA, I know sir, naget na ko ang kuan ni sir sa mga issues niya, but my stand this is ang forum is not the gibug-aton is not on the Sangguniang Bayan. Good, napagawas nimo siya para makabalupod mi because I know nagistorya naman ni Ma'am Minyaw that she naghimo na siya og fact-finding committee. Fact-finding committee on the petition na inyong gi-submit. But your petition that does not hinder the assumption of Honorable Muhammad, no? But the petition should be ongoing, ma'am. Ako lang yun hangyo sa NCIP to look into this and ASAP ma-actionan siya ang mga issues concerned. To have an independent fact-finding on this para sa mga IPs sa Municipality of Ipil. Ako lang yung hangyo. So that ma-clear ni siya ang tanan issue. No? Hopefully unta, as soon as possible, no, naaman atong legal, na ato ang regional director, na atong legal counsel. Maulang ko'y appeal siguro na ako in behalf of the council food and the other diri nga mga members sa ato ang IP nga ASAP maaksyonan ang maong issue, no? Whatever man kung naay merit tong gipang enumerate ni Sir Ganiha, no, on the petitions, it's up for the fact finding naman sila, naan man tay mga legal officer. It's up for the fact finding of the NCIP. If na by merit o wala, and we will honor their decisions on that. Kung kay tagaan nilang gibug-aton ang petition, of course di ka revoke the COA, di ba ma'am? Na ay revoke, but then we will also give time for we will also give Honorable Muhammad time to be heard dito sa ato ang fact-finding. Dito sa ato ang fact-finding, but not the sanggunian, ha? It is not the sanggunian. So hopefully, no, akong hangyo lang po sa ato ang mga IPs diri, whoever nakalingko diri, ako lang hangyo as your MLGOO, no? Ato asya, ato ang irespeto. The position gihatag ni sa gobyerno ninyo nga posisyon, no? Dako kaayo ni nga gihatag sa inyo. Hopefully maghiusat ang tanan. So that's so the aspirations of the IPs and ICC diri sa municipality of Ipil, no, madungog diri sa ato sa council. So pakiunsa ta madungog og kamo mismo, no, wala nagkasinabot. Pakiunsa if you are not united. So it's set aside nato. We will wait for the decision, no, and we hope for nga unta asap na ay action nga ato ang madawat diri sa LGU Ipil, for the LGU Ipil, amo ang appeal, no, to the NCIP to act on this. Siguro kanara akong masulti. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, before the Honorable Dangpalan would be recognized.
Yes.
Our Sangguniang Secretary would like to see that handbook of yours, no? With regards to the opinion whether the Sangguniang Bayan does need to concur or recognize the appointment.
Hello. I have a question addressed to Ma'am Gemma. Good morning to everyone. For everyone to know, Haji Al-Hafid Muhammad is my relative, and all the members of the Council of Elders are my relatives, because I'm also an IP. One. I'm not taking sides on anyone, ma'am. And then, the IP law states nga, dapat magpatibabaw ang unity among the indigenous people. And here comes nga, last July, I made a motion. June. Yeah, in June. I made a motion. Nga, it states on the, whereas, considering there is a question on the selection process and the representation of Al-Hafid Muhammad, this august body decided to lay on the table his possible assumption until such time the issue will be resolved among themselves. What will happen to my resolution, ma'am? That is my question. And we have also asked the NCIP, we have waited for 2 months, we have asked the NCIP to resolve this matter. Kami sa Sangguniang Bayan, you are right, igo lang mi mo dawat once there is an assumption. However, ang Sangguniang Bayan will give, mao'y mag-fund para sa sweldo sa usa ka IPMR. So mao nang among question, ma'am. Naipit me, especially I myself, because daghang kay mga issues nang gawas nga ako'y oppose. I am not opposed. Naalang mi sa tunga. Tanan mi sa members of the Sangguniang Bayan, naami sa tunga, dili lang mi gusto og kasamok. Dili lang mi gusto og kasamok, dili mi gusto nga naay magmahay kanamo, because we want nga ang IP na itingog diri sa Sangguniang Bayan. So, that is my question, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I know. Kabalo ko sa imuhang ko ano karon nabutang ka sa sentro. But sa ako nang gikaingon kaniha, no? Relative to your resolution nga imuhang gi-sponsor. Sa ako nang gikaingon ganiha nga once a COA is issued, so wala ta sa stance sa DILG, it is not on the Sangguniang Bayan nga mo unsa to, ma'am? Lay on the table or not
The assumption.
or hinder the assumption of a certain IP representative kung naa na gyud siya COA, ma'am. Kadto lang gyud.
Mr. Chair,
Are you through, Honorable Dangpalan?
Yes.
Okay, the Honorable Diane Catalunya.
Yes, yes, ma'am, good morning. Just for clarification to all, because we are not taking sides, we just want to be clarified because this matter is, I think, init sa tanan, no? Now, with regards to the selection process, there is also a memorandum from the DILG, the 2010 119 memorandum on the selection of IPMR. Now, diri naaman ang qualification and disqualification, no? Yes, on the process of qualification and minimum qualification and disqualification sa candidate. Maskin bad dili siya na sulod sa proseso and
Okay.
given the COA.
Siguro would like to throw that query to
Yeah,
the
sa
NCIP.
NCIP.
Is it
But as
valid?
far as we are
The-
concerned, so, naami, kuan, but it is their local guidelines.
Yes,
Nga gi-reiterate lang sa amo ang MC, the same naka-enumerate po na sa ilahang local guidelines as
Okay.
to the qualification. But ang makapalinaw jud kaayo ani is na atong legal sa NCIP.
so ang sa DILG na side, as long as they are given the
that's
COA,
na siya. The
mauna na siya.
requisites and the qualification of
COA.
whom to represent the IPs to be selected is naka-enumerate, dapat ma-follow siya.
Once
yes.
issued na ka sa COA.
Yeah.
Masana.
Okay, so the Honorable Catalunya would like to raise that query to our
Yes, if we may call
from
on
the NCIP, ma'am.
yes, on the representatives on the NCIP.
Okay, the Attorney Jiang is now recognized.
Good morning, Your Honors. Nasad me, no? for the second time. And as I heard sa mga discussion kaganina, paulit-ulit tayo. Diba? So, I reiterate the statement of the DILG. The COA has already been issued and it enjoys the presumption of regularity. So, we also recognize that and acknowledge that there are pending petitions for disqualifications filed in the NCIP. And for your information, we have our legal process on resolving that, and that is within our jurisdiction and authority, and it is not within the jurisdiction and authority of the Sangguniang Bayan to resolve. The only document that you have to accept is the COA issued by the NCIP and the assumption of office. And for I recognize and I concur all the legal basis mentioned by Dato Danda and the DILG on the basis of course, the assumption of the selected IPMR, because our purpose of being here is for him to support his assumption. And I also have here a jurisprudence. Jurisprudence is already considered as part of the law of the land, as this is a Supreme Court decision for your guidance to resolve this matter. And this is applicable on this instant case. So, I will read this, the Supreme Court decision in Mendoza versus Daxina. General Records, a register number 146875, July 14, 2003. This is what the Supreme Court said. Once proclaimed and duly sworn in office, a public officer is entitled to assume office and to exercise the functions thereof. The pendency of an election protest is not sufficient basis to enjoin him from assuming office or from discharging his functions. That's all. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, yes, Attorney, may you go back to the podium? Thank you. Okay, we are not questioning the autonomy of the NCIP. We respect it. But this is also with regards to the resolution of our colleague, Honorable Farida Dangpalan, to lay on the table with regards to the facts and to make clear all the issues, as this is a representative of the indigenous people, no? So we just want to go through some questions, and if you can answer directly. We do not question on the selection process, as the COA is, the COA is already issued, but we just want to get a clear answer on the questions. So number one, there was a resolution regarding the dismembership as a member of the elder of Mr. Honorable Alapid last September 22. I think if you recall from the previous presence of with Mami Niao here,
Yes.
no?
Yes,
I
Your
think the last June, you mentioned that you received the resolution of this membership on September 2022. Now, what was the action taken?
I believe that that question has already been answered before, as the regional director has already been issued a fact-finding team to investigate on that matter, and that is part of our legal process in doing it.
Yeah, because the second question would be, the selection process was dated January of 2023. Is that correct?
I don't remember the exact date.
Yes, because if you receive the resolution dated September 2022 of the dismembership, I just want to know that regarding the DILG memo, there is the minimum qualification and disqualification. So how did Mr. Alapid became one of the candidates as a representative of the IPMR?
Maybe it can be answered by the team who facilitated the selection process. I am in the regional office, and we have the team who conducted the selection process, and then me as part of the regional review board, we only review the documents. And since during that time, during the review on the documents, there is no question, there was no petition for disqualification filed.
Yes.
Kaya na-issue ang COA. So now,
Yes,
what happened?
Can I
The disqualification protest was only filed after the issuance of the COA. That is why, even that COA has already been issued, it doesn't mean that the NCIP will no longer act on that. That is why last week, the regional director issued a memorandum constituting a fact-finding team to verify the veracity and the truthfulness of that particular resolution.
Yes, ma'am, I understand. But we are not talking about the protest. We are talking about the requirements in terms of selecting or giving the COA. In the first place, you received from the office last September 22 the dismembership. So,
I may correct
Yes.
that, ma'am. I did not receive that. We only received that in the regional office, that resolution during the session here. And then they claim that that resolution is already considered a protest or petition. But I also said, if you want to recall or revisit the minutes during that time, I said that document is not considered a petition because we have a requirement.
yes,
For-
we are not talking about protest, attorney, ha? We are
The same, ma'am.
Yes, we are just
That
talking
question as to the dismembership of Al-Hapid, that is the grounds for disqualification. So, connected gahapon siya.
Yeah, but the selection process was January, and the rest.
That was March.
March, and then the resolution for the dismembership was dated September 2022. You had 6 months. You had 6 months to review
That will be part of our evaluation, ma'am. All those issues raised in the petition will be part of the evaluation because the NCIP will going to issue a decision on that after the fact-finding team report.
Okay, thank you. Now, number 3, I'm sorry ha, daghan ko questions. Just for, cause we just want to lay on the table like the resolution ni Cons Farida. Now, number 3, in your you have the NCIP administrative order on selecting the IPMR, and countless times through the visitors hours sa ato ang representative si Mr. Mabul, the Vice President, no, he mentioned about there was no selection process. Now, isa sa on the section mentioned sa administrative order is the inclusivity and full participation of all ICCs or IPs on the locality to which the selection process will be held. Na dapat they will participate. So karon we just want to make clear on kana nga issue, the selection process.
We have national guidelines for the general a guidance of the entire indigenous peoples in the Philippines, but the mechanism on the selection process per community, they have also to formulate a local guidelines. If you want a copy of the local guidelines of the ICC's IPs, you can have it. That is a public document. And I believe that it is not the proper venue for us to discuss things on the process because during the IEC, during the selection process, the team who conducted the selection process invited the LGU to witness on that particular activity. So if you want also to know the entire process of this IPMR, we are very willing for you to discuss on this one by one. Just give us a time or a schedule to discuss that particular IPMR issue. But today, we are here again, of course, to support the assumption of Al-Hapid, and we already laid down to you the legal basis, which will be your guidance in your decision to accept or to recognize.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, attorney, for those enlightenment again.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I just like to say something. Sa pagtindog ni attorney dito ganina, insya na napod mi dinhi, babalik-balik ang ato ang istorya. Tinood na, but we do not interfere nor intervene in the process of selecting an IPMR of this municipality. Kaning among pagbarog nga mangutana mi kanunay in aid of legislation, no? Because we want also to know sa ilang mga pamaagi, no? Attorney, pasensya kaayo nga gabalik-balik mo dinhi sa amoa ug nagabalik-balik mig pangutana sa inyo ha kabahin niini. We know for a fact that this is not the right forum, the right venue, nor the avenue to hear those things. But in aid of legislation, Mr. Chair, mao nang gapangutana ang sangguniang bayan para pod mag-guided pod me, no? Mag-guided pod me. Kay we have laws pertaining to this, the IPRA law. One thing nga nabasa yun ako diha sa IPRA law is to unite all the tribes. So that's the very thing, Mr. Chair, because we want things to be in place. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Toralba. And more? Any more discussion? Any more resource speaker? Mangutana mi o unsa na ka kuan which sa imuhang i-istorya? Napa ni sa question sa process sa selection sa IP nato?
Honorable Chair, I think this time we will hear from our very own acting regional director, Honorable Marita Miñao, with the floor.
To the Honorable August Bali, the presiding chairman, sir, sa mga kaigsuunan nato nga mga ICCs, IPs, the Kulibugan, the Sama, and the Yakan, nga na diri karon. The Subanan also, the Subanan. Gampias salam, dihalo nanta. Assalamualaikum sa atong mga kaigsuunan Kulibugan, Sama, and Yakan. Okay. As what our legal officer said, we are here for the assumption of the Honorable Al-Hafid Muhammad. The issuance po ng COA niya is in order. The selection process had been processed in accordance sa guidance, sa guidelines sa NCIP. So that is why the COA has been issued. As to the process, tedious ang proseso. But I would like to remind everyone, kung nanghadlok kami nanghadlok po ba sa NCIP, we are retiring. I am retiring and I do not want to be involved kung na yung mga kaso. That was very critical, no? Very tedious ang pagbuhat namo ang pagproseso sa maong pagpili. Dili na mahamay-hamay. Dili na, then the issuance of the COA, pag-abot sa regional office, naapay na regional review team nga mag-review before the issuance of the COA. And then, I would like to answer lang katong kuan ganihan ni Mr. Mabol, no? Na, rest assured, sir, that the fact-finding nga among gi-constitute is not within the Zamboanga del Sur, Zamboanga Sibugay. Gikan ang team. It is from Basilan team headed by Attorney Gibran Abubakar, and its member, the provincial officer of Basilan, and the member is also, they are also an Sama and Kulibugan by tribe. So, kasi ako di na ko gusto ma-appeal, kaya I already inhibited. Kasi the protest, nabasa na ko, although I will not, dili na dapat na maistorya din. There is really a proper venue for that. And hopefully, no, please bear with us. Give us the time to investigate this matter. Because per guidelines, in the national guidelines of IPMR, there should have, the director should constitute a fact-finding committee, no, investigation, to answer all these queries, answer all these protests. So, I would like just to ask the indulgence of our ICC's IPs for those protesters. We've been treating this squarely, fairly. In fact, wala nami manghilabot. I hope the Basilan people itself makahatag sila sakto nga tubag sa tanan ninyong ang mga queries. And rest assured, the decision nga ihatag dili coming from the regional level, it should come from the chairperson. And I will endorse that. Kasi di na ko gusto manghilabot. I will endorse that to give fair justice para sa matag usa nato. Kasi I am one, usa na ko sa na subject eh. I am one of the subject because I am not giving fair decision. So by this time, I will be endorsing that report of the fact-finding to the regional central office for the chairperson to decide on that matter. So para kami limpyo ang amo ang kwandari. So if the decision of the chair is favorable or not favorable, well, let's admit it, let's accept it, whatever it is the decision. So ingana lang yun. And that is per guidelines. No, na ay proseso ang tanan. So I just want to ask each and every one of us, this will not be a hinder from not accepting or confirming the attendance of our selected IPMR. Tigpamaba ni sa among upat ka tribo nga mulingkod diri sa hawanan sa konseho. dili lalim. So I just hope, no, everything na amantay due process. So give us that due process nga unta matubag na mo pod ang tanan nga protest. But remind you, the protest came after the issuance of the COA. So kung unta to before the COA, we should have been immediately address the issue. So karon naghantod gani the last week na apay nag-abot-abot sa amoa. So we are compiling all this issue, no? So I just kaning tanan among ning ipatubag namo sa amoang sa fact finding. In fact, our fact finding team assured us to be here anytime, siguro by Saturday, even Saturday or Sunday. They will be coming just to address this issue. Because we want to have this closure na sa maong problema, sa maong issue. Para tanan ta malipay na ta, no? Kay perting kapuya bugat kaayong ning magdala-dala tag kanang kasakit sa atong mga dughan. But I just mao nang among gusto nga makuan. I already talked with the team leader, the attorney Gibran Abubakar, to immediately act on this, and he's assured that anytime within Saturday or Sunday they will be going down, they will be coming to Ipil to conduct the fact finding. So as your NCIP, balay man ninyo, please magtinabangay lang gyud ta. Kay kami musugot mog sa dili, masin pagkontrahon mi ninyo sa NCIP, nara na sa inyo ha. Basta kami amo at trabaho ra gyud. Trabaho ra ning amo wala ra yung personalan. Ug unsay nabutang sa balaod, unsay nabutang sa guidelines, mao ra gyud nay gituman namo. Pero kung naay mga ing-ani nga kasikas, ipaagi pud nato ang maong kanang gitawag nato nga due process nato. So siguro these are only my appeal. This is the only appeal that I have. Rest assured kung unsa man ang result sa fact finding, everybody will be given a copy. Basta maadto lang mong opisina, tagaan mo og kopya sa maong result. And even this honorable body, sir, we will be furnishing you a copy of the result of the fact-finding reports po, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
So, thank you po, sir, and good morning to everyone.
Okay,
Salamat po.
Thank you so much, our Acting Regional Director for NCIP 9. Thank you for your time, for coming.
Thank you very much. This time, Honorable Chair.
Yes,
it's
before that,
it's
the Honorable Ramos.
It's mid-12. Ay, Honorable Ramos. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have been listening attentively to the discussion. To my assessment, parang not an academic na hunyang itong istoryahan dali. Na certificate of affirmation. So, what we'll do here sa Sangguniang Bayan is to accept Honorable Lapid Muhammad. Oh, one of the memo na. It is very clear in the DILG opinion number 11. Klaro ka rin. It was read by Ma'am
Okay.
Ganiya. So,
okay, sige. Are you through? So may we consider the plight of the Honorable Chong?
Honorable Chair, since it is 12, I move for 30 minutes break.
Okay, there's a motion for a 30 minutes recess. Any objection? Having none, the motion is hereby approved. Recess for 30 minutes. Okay, rules suspended.
To accommodate the last speaker, let us hear from Mr. Barley Hashim, last speaker.
Thank you, Your Honors, Mr. Chair. There has been, so much has been said, so much has been discussed. And I think there will be no end to this discussion, Your Honor. So, we would just like to ask the indulgence of this Honorable August body. Considering that there was already a fact-finding committee instituted by the regional director, I believe that it will not be a heavy burden on the part of this Honorable August body to hold in abeyance the assumption to office of Hal Hafid Muhammad after the result of the fact-finding committee will come out, Your Honor. We would like to ask the indulgence of this Honorable Court, their patience and perseverance to extend. At least, if our request will be granted, at least we can say that at least we have attained a partial administration of legitimate justice. So, I believe that all the parties concerned will agree if we will just wait for the result of the investigation to be conducted by the fact-finding committee. Anyway, as what the regional director have said, that any time, even Saturday, the fact-finding will come in. So, that is one request, Your Honor. Another request is addressed to the NCIP that there are two petitions. One filed by Honorable Rashid Bual, and the other one is filed by Haji Kulong Jainuddin, the aspirant, another aspirant. So I'd like to request the NCIP that the two petitions will be consolidated and included. Because as we are going to read the reply to Honorable Al-Rashid Muhammad Bual, there is only one petition to be investigated, and that is the petition of Al-Rashid Bual. And so we are requesting the good self of the Honorable Director to include the petition of Haji Jainuddin Al-Hari in the fact-finding, Mr. Chair. So, again, I would like to reiterate that for today, to hold in abeyance the assumption of Al-Hafid Muhammad until such time that the result of the fact-finding committee will come out. And we will abide by whatever decisions the fact-finding committee will come out, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Floor Leader, no more
I have no more
speakers?
visitor, Honorable Chair.
Okay, may we proceed, Mr. Floor Leader, with the privilege hour?
I move to, will be back to order.
Okay, session back to order.
We are now on privilege hour, Honorable Chair. If there is anybody in this honorable chamber who wishes to avail their privilege, please raise your hand. Let us begin from Honorable Ramos.
General Serafin Ramos, yes.
I would like to be clear kung sa status sa kuha ni IP kuha ba kaning
Okay.
Al-Hafid
Huh?
Muhammad.
Yeah,
Because
we're still We are through with the privilege visitors are. Now we are in the period of availing your privilege are. So we will treat that matter on the proper maybe on
forum.
the part of the other matters. Okay, we're now in the period of privilege hour. So are you going to avail?
You mean that our discussion with the
Yes, other matters.
Honorable.
oh, we'll take up in other matters.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, are you going to avail of your privilege hour? No?
We are not on privilege hour. If the Honorable Ramos has any wishes to avail of this privilege hour, your privilege. Do you have any privilege, Honorable Sir? Okay, Honorable Ramos is recognized.
Thank you. My privilege speech is related to what has been taken up this morning with respect to our discussion about the IPES. So, Mr. Chair, I would like to reiterate my position with regards to the proposed problem of the IPES. I tried to scan my reference. So ako nakita, I would like to reiterate as what has been read by Ma'am Jima of the DILG. The adoptions by the concerned local Sangguniang Bayan of resolution recognizing, accepting the previously selected hyper representative or prior acceptance by the local chief executive on the selected IP representative is no longer required before the latter is allowed to assume as ex officio member of the local Sangguniang Bayan. The opinion is based on the fact that such requisites would render nugatory the power of the ICC's IPs to select their own representative according to their duly adopted local guidelines. This is evident when, for instance, the local Sangguniang Bayan would issue a resolution not recognizing or accepting the previously selected ICC or IP representative. It could not have been the intention of Republic Act 8371 to give wide latitude of powers of the local Sangguniang Bayan or the local chief executive to withhold their approval already selected ICC IP representatives, thereby holding the decisions of the ICC's IPs hostage to their sole decision. Nowhere can we find in Republic Act 8371 its implementing rules and regulations and NCIP Administrative Order Number 1, Series of 2009, provision requiring the prior acceptance by the local chief executive on the selected ICC's IP representatives before the latter is allowed to assume as ex officio member of the Sangguniang. This is based on the opinion number 20 series of 2011. Without the ILG opinion, there is no reason of not accepting the selected ICC IP representative duly certified by the concerned NCIP Regional Director upon recommendation of the provincial or community service center head, as the case may be, to be in accordance with the administrative order, and the person chosen takes the appropriate oath before unauthorized officers and inform the appropriate body of his assumption. That's the LG opinion number 20 series of 2011. So in this case, task and discussion na to ganiha. To me, kaya katong historyano to ganiha, dili man to pwede yung tahisgutan pa na to dire. Kay that is the domain of the NCIP. Sila na mo settle whatever mga problems, mga internal problems na anyway I know they can settle the problems. Kay de fact, it was board member Danda. Ako nadungog ganiya. There was a case elevated to the court or the Supreme Court man siguro, pero it was gibalik sa NCIP for further sila rin kasitol. It's not even the court. Kay kay kinigong balaod sa NCIP is special law, special law na siya. So wag tayo mo. Once the regional director issued certificate of affirmation, may kompleto mga requirements, kung doon ay questions of legality sila rin ka sito lang. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Ramos. Next. Any more member of this august body who would like to avail of their privilege? Okay, I think no more.
Any other member who wishes to avail of their privilege? Please raise your hand. I think we're through with the privilege, our Honorable Chair.
Okay, Mr. Floor Leader, for the reading of the minutes of the previous session.
Honorable Chair, I move to dispense the reading of the minutes of the previous session.
Okay, there's a motion to dispense the reading the minutes of the previous session, duly seconded by the Honorable Garcia. Any objection? Hearing none, the motion is hereby approved. For the approval, Mr. Floor Leader.
Honorable Chair, I move for the approval.
Okay, there's a motion for the approval of the minutes of the previous session. Any second to that motion? Duly seconded by the Honorable Nuega. Discussion? Any amendments? Any corrections that you have observed? Objection? Hearing none, the motion is hereby approved.
Back to Madam Secretary.
Madam Secretary, for the reference of business.
Okay, for the reference of business calendar and first reading, under the reference of business, we have the proposed ordinance coming from Honorable Serafino Ramos, Draft Ordinance number 122, an ordinance mandating all households in the 28 barangays in the municipality of Ipil to plant and grow at least 5 malunggay trees in their home yard and enjoin all residents to always include malunggay in their meals. MOA to be entered into by and between LGU Ipil and the Social Security System for the social security coverage to the child development workers and teachers in the municipality of Ipil.
Honorable Chair, I move that this will be referred to the Committee on Rules and Ordinance.
Refer to Committee on Rules and Ordinances.
Item C, we have here a communication from outgoing IPMR Rashid Bual informing the august body on the response action of the Acting Regional Director Marita Minyao on their petition dated July 18, citing that she already constituted a fact-finding committee to investigate the issue. This has been discussed earlier.
For information, Honorable Chair.
Okay, for your information.
Item D, solicitation letter from Mr. Roberto Chong, head coach and chapter head, Muay Thai Zamboanga Sibugay chapter for the regional championship, Mindanao League at General Santos on August 16 to 20, which consists of 12 coaches and 12 athletes with overall cost of 68,000 for food, transportation, uniforms, and allowance.
Okay. Wala siya dali, no?
Nasa kanina?
Okay, since wala siya, well noted ni sa matag membro sa ilang tumong o kuan. Makasolicit sa ato ang tabang.
We are now the committee report.
Committee report, Mr. Flor.
We are now on committee report. Any committee report in this honorable body? Let's begin from Honorable Ramos, committee report. Honorable Noiga, committee report. Honorable Garcia, any committee report. Honorable Catalunya. Honorable Parida Andul, Tampalan, committee report. Honorable Turalba.
Thank you, Mr. Floor. Thank
Yeah,
you, Mr. Chair. I have here 3 committee reports on the Committee on Appropriation. The subject is the Barangay Annual Budget 2023 of Barangay Tiayon, amounting to 6,429,774 pesos. Barangay Pangi, 6,067,742 and 43 centavos. Barangay Domandan, 2,099,960 pesos. Barangay Kaparan, 3,254,851 and 79 cents. And Barangay Doña Josefa, 2,862,352. The remarks and recommendations. The Committee on Appropriation, to which was referred the Barangay Annual Budget 2023 of Barangay Tiayon, Barangay Pangi, Barangay Dumandan, Barangay Kaparan, and Barangay Doña Josefa of this municipality for review, evaluation, and approval. This said Barangay Annual Budget 2023 has been referred to the Local Finance Committee through the Municipal Budget Officer for technical review and preliminary review. After review, it is hereby declared operative in its entirety upon its approval, subject to the posting requirements under Section 59 of RA 7160, and further subject to the conditions cited in the Local Finance Committee review. In the implementation of its budget, the local government unit must ascertain adherence to the fundamental principles enumerated in Section 305 of this code, it is understood that the review action does not authorize any item of appropriation that is specifically prohibited by or inconsistent with the provisions of law. The committee hereby recommends for its approval, provided that compliance with the foregoing in the execution of the budget shall be the sole responsibility of the implementing barangay government using the standard guidelines procedures in the budget execution phase prescribed under the budget civil service laws, budgeting, accounting, and auditing rules and regulations. Mr. Chair, I move for the adoption of this committee report number 167 on the Committee on Appropriation.
Okay, there's a motion for the adoption of the committee report. In second, duly seconded. Any objection? There being none, the motion is hereby approved.
Mr. Chair, I move for a resolution approving the barangay annual budget of Barangay Tiayon, Barangay Pangi, Barangay Dumandan, Barangay Kaparan, and Barangay Doña Josefa of this municipality, and declaring operative in its entirety.
Any second to the motion? Duly seconded by Honorable Lampalan. Discussion? Any amendments? Objection? Hearing none, the motion is hereby approved.
Committee report number 168, Mr. Chair, on the still on the Committee on Appropriation. The Sangguniang Kabataan Annual Budget 2023 of Barangay Sanito amounting to 1,143,000. Barangay Pangi 598,224.70 cents. Barangay Makilas 430,271.30, and Barangay Timalang 400,015 pesos 90 cents. The remarks and recommendations. The Committee on Appropriation, to which was referred the Sangguniang Kabataan Annual Budget CY 2023 of Barangay Sanito, Barangay Pangi, Barangay Makilas, and Barangay Timalang of this municipality for review, evaluation, and approval. The said Sangguniang Kabataan Annual Budget CY 2023 has been referred to the Local Finance Committee through the Municipal Budget Officer for technical review and preliminary review. After review, it is hereby declared operative in its entirety upon its approval, subject to the posting requirements under Section 59 of RA 7160, and further subject to the conditions cited in the Local Finance Committee review. In the implementation of its budget, the local government unit must ascertain adherence to the fundamental principles enumerated in Section 305 of this code. It is understood that the review action does not authorize any item of appropriation that is specifically prohibited by or inconsistent with the provisions of law. The committee hereby recommends for its approval, provided that compliance with the foregoing in the execution of the budget shall be the sole responsibility of the implementing barangay government using the standard guidelines procedures in the barangay execution phase prescribed under the budget civil service laws, budgeting, accounting, and auditing rules and regulations. Mr. Chair, I move for the adoption of this committee report number 168.
Okay, there's motion for the adoption of the committee report. Duly seconded by the Honorable Garcia. Any discussion? Objection? Hearing none, the motion is hereby approved.
Mr. Chair, I move for a resolution. The annual budget of Barangay of Sangguniang Kabataan CY 2023 o Barangay Sanito, Pangi, Barangay Makilas, Barangay Timalang, and declaring operative in its entirety.
Okay, it has been moved and duly seconded. Any discussion? Amendments? Objection? Having none, the motion is hereby approved.
Mr. Chair, committee report number 169, still on the Committee on Appropriation. The subject is the Barangay Supplemental Budget number 01-2023 of Barangay Makilas, amounting to 307,868 pesos and 17 cents. Barangay Taway, 228,499 and 26 cents. Barangay Tenan, 294,792 and 61 cents. Barangay Bakalan, 481,176 pesos and 30 cents. Barangay Aberpangi, 339,131 pesos and 25 cents. Barangay Lower Ipil Heights, 125,660 pesos and 49 cents. And Barangay Tumitom, 189,130 pesos and 79 cents. The remarks and recommendations, the Committee on Appropriation, to which was referred the above supplemental budget number 01-2023 of Barangay Makilas, Barangay Taway, Barangay Tenan, Barangay Bakalan, Barangay Aperpangi, Barangay Lower Ipil Heights, and Barangay Tumitom of this municipality for review, evaluation, and approval. The said Barangay Supplemental Budget 2023 has been referred to the Local Finance Committee through the Municipal Budget Officer for technical review and preliminary review. After review, it is hereby declared operative in its entirety upon its approval, subject to the posting requirements under Section 59 of RA 7160 and further subject to the conditions cited in the Local Finance Committee review. In the implementation of its budget, the local government unit must ascertain adherence to the fundamental principles enumerated in Section 305 of this code. It is understood that the review action does not authorize any item of appropriation that is specifically prohibited by or inconsistent with the provisions of law. The committee hereby recommends for its approval, provided that compliance with the foregoing in the execution of the budget shall be the sole responsibility of its implementing barangay government, using the standard guidelines procedures in the budget execution phase prescribed under the budget, civil service laws, budgeting, accounting, and auditing rules and regulations. To this, Mr. Chair, I move for the adoption of this committee report number 169.
It has been moved for the adoption. Any second? Seconded. Discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, the motion is hereby approved.
Mr. Chair, I move for a resolution declaring operative in its entirety the supplemental budget number 01-2023 of Barangay Makilas, Barangay Taway, Barangay Tenan, Barangay Bakalan, Barangay Aperpangi, Barangay Lower Ipil Heights, and Barangay Tumitom. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Second? Seconded. Discussion? Any amendments, objection? Hearing none, the motion is hereby approved.
Mr. Chair, I have still committee reports. Committee reports on the Committee on Rules, Ordinances, and Resolutions. Committee report number 162 on the Committee on Rules, Ordinances, and Resolutions. Subject: an ordinance revising the local revenue code of this municipality of Ipil, province of Zamboanga, Sibugay. The remarks and recommendations, the Committee on Rules, Ordinances, and Resolutions, to which the above subject matter was referred, and after thorough review and with appropriate and series of public hearings, the committee finds the revision of the local revenue code of this municipality consistent to its form and substance. Therefore, the committee find it proper to recommend for its approval. Mr. Chair, I move for adoption of this committee report number 162 on the Committee on Rules, Ordinances, and Resolutions.
Any second? Duly seconded by the Honorable Damparan for the adoption of the committee report. Any discussion? Objection? Hearing none, the motion is hereby approved.
Mr. Chair, I move that this matter be set on the next regular session for further discussion and deliberation.
Okay.
For second reading.
Okay. Dispose as
Dis-
recommended.
For second reading.
Okay. Dispose as recommended.
Ito second reading.
Pabutangan daw amount.
Other matters nito. Other matters.
Okay.
Recess for 2 minutes, Mr. Chair.
Okay, recess.
Mr. Chair, Committee Report number 163, still on the Committee on Rules, Ordinances and Resolutions, subject the Memorandum of Agreement to be entered into by and between the Barangay Pangi and LGU Ipil, establishing the Livestock Auction Center or the LAC at Barangay Pangi. The remarks and recommendations, the Committee on Rules, Ordinances and Resolutions to which the above subject matter was referred. After thorough review, the committee find the Memorandum of Agreement to be entered into by and between Barangay Pangi, represented by Punong Barangay Jose Renante Ikainlet, and LGU Ipil, represented by Honorable Anamal C. Oligario, Municipal Mayor, consistent to its form and substance. Therefore, the committee recommends for its approval. Recommends for its approval, Mr. Chair. I move for the adoption of this committee report, number 163 on the Committee on Rules, Ordinances, and Resolutions.
Any second to the motion? For the adoption, duly seconded. Discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, the motion is hereby approved.
Mr. Chair, I move for a resolution authorizing, approving the content of the Memorandum of Agreement to be entered into by Barangay Pangi and LGU Ipil.
Any second to the motion? Discussion? Any amendments? Objection? Hearing none, the motion is hereby approved.
Another resolution, Mr. Chair. I move a resolution authorizing the local chief executive, the Honorable Anamel C. Olegario, to enter into a memorandum of agreement with Barangay Pangi, representing this local government unit, to sign for and in behalf of the local government unit. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Okay, there's a motion. It has been moved. Duly seconded. Any discussion? Amendments? Objection? Hearing none, the motion is hereby approved.
Committee Report number 164, Mr. Chair, still on the Committee on Rules, Ordinances, and Resolutions. The subject is the Memorandum of Agreement to be entered into by and between AIM High Colleges, Incorporated, and LGU Ipil for field practice at LGU Slaughterhouse. The remarks and recommendations, the Committee on Rules, Ordinances, and Resolutions, to which the above subject matter was referred. After thorough review, the committee find the Memorandum of Agreement to be entered into by and between AIM High Colleges, Incorporated, represented by Maria Agnes P. Ortega, RN, MN, MAN, MPA, DSCN, and LGU Ipil, represented by Honorable Anamel C. Olegario, the Municipal Mayor, is consistent to its form and substance. Therefore, the committee recommends for its approval. I move for the adoption of this committee report number 164, Mr. Chair.
Okay, it has been moved. Any second to the motion? Duly seconded by Robert Garcia. Discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, the motion is hereby approved.
Next resolution, Mr. Chair, I move for the approval of the content of the MOA.
Any second? Any second to the motion? Seconded by Honorable Dangpalan. Discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, the motion is hereby approved.
Another resolution, Mr. Chair. A resolution authorizing the local chief executive, the Honorable Anamel C. Olegario, to enter into a memorandum of agreement between the AIM High Colleges Incorporated, represented by Maria Agnes Ortega, and the Honorable Mayor for the local government unit to sign for and in behalf of the LGU. I so move, Mr. Chair.
It has been moved and duly seconded. Discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, the motion is hereby approved.
That will be all, Mr. Chair, for the Committee on Appropriation and the Committee on Rules, Ordinances, and Resolutions. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Toralba.
Thank you, Honorable Toralba. Honorable Chair,
Yes, considering Mr. Flor that
I have also here with me
Okay.
my committee report from
Okay,
the
go ahead.
committee from the Committee on Peace and Order. Shall I read? From the Committee on Peace and Order or Public Order. Committee report number 166. The subject is resolution number 002, series of 2023, a resolution endorsing to the Sangguniang Bayan the local anti-criminality action plan, lockup of Ipil Municipal Police Station, robbery and theft. Remark and recommendation. The committee, upon review of the above mentioned subject, finds the local anti-criminality action plan lockup of Ipil Municipal Police Station robbery and theft proper and necessary. But it contained action plan budget proposal. So the committee further referred this to the Committee on Appropriation. The said anti-criminality action plan for possible budget allocation of the said purpose in the amount of $2,412,000. This Honorable Chair, I move for the adoption of the committee report.
There's motion for the adoption of the committee report. Duly seconded by Honorable Mega. And discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, the motion is hereby approved.
Another committee report, Honorable Chair, still from the Committee on Peace and Order. Committee report number 165. The subject is a communication from Police Major Sunny Joe M. Ampunin, Chief of Police of Ipil, requesting to adopt and draft an ordinance pertaining to the Executive Order number 297 regulating the manufacturer, sale, distribution, and use of PNP uniform insignias and other accoutrements. Subject and remarks and recommendation. The committee, upon review of the above-mentioned subject, finds the request of Police Majors Sunny Joe M. Ampunen proper, but the committee cannot act on it due to the absence of the implementing rules and regulation, or IRR. So the committee recommends to remand it back to this said request to Police Major Sunny M. Ampunin, Chief of Police of Ipil, for further action. I move for the adoption of the committee report, Honorable Chair.
There's a motion for the adoption of the committee report. Seconded by Honorable Mega. Discussion, objection, hearing none, the motion is hereby approved.
That will be all, Honorable Chair.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Floor. Considering that we are through with the committee report, and since we have nothing for the calendar of business, may we proceed with the other matters, Mr. Floor Leader? The Honorable Serapin Ramos.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to pass a resolution recognizing Honorable Al-Hafid Muhammad as ex officio member of the Sangguniang Bayan of Ipil, representing the IPMR. So moved, Mr. Chair.
Okay, there's a motion being presented by Honorable Ramos. Any second to that motion? Any second to the motion? Mr. Floor Leader? Mr. Floor? There is a motion being presented.
Any second to the motion? There's no second, Honorable Chair. The motion will be dead.
Okay, considering that the motion is not being seconded by any of the member of this august body, the chair would like to declare that the motion being presented by Honorable Ramos is dead.
Dead motion, Honorable Chair.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, Honorable Ramos.
I think there is a motion or no motion to accept. I think it is the parang to me parang automatic na Mr. Muhammad Al-Hafid Muhammad can assume his position as a member of this august body, even without the motion to recognize. Automatic na.
Sige, okay. For everybody's perusal and
Honorable-
for the information of everybody, kindly cite your the one that you've read a while ago. An opinion coming from the DILG.
So I have already mentioned a while ago in my privilege speech that there is no need of, for us to pass a resolution recognizing the selected ICCs or hyper representatives by the NCIP, provided that he submitted the requirements, the minimum requirements provided in the DILG opinion number 11 is only the presentations of the certificate of affirmation and the oath of office. I think that is only the two requirements that is needed to present to
Okay.
this august body.
Okay. So again, as per DILG, the only document that Honorable Hapid is going to submit is this certificate of affirmation
And oath of office.
and his oath of office. And now the Honorable Hapid is officially being recognized as the IPMR of the municipality of Ipil. Kindly submit your oath of office and your COA at our Sangguniang Secretary. Okay, any more other concerns? May we ask our newly selected IPMR of this municipality to give his message?
Certificate of mission ada. Oh, oath of office.
May nga po sa tanan no. Hapon namang yun. Honorable August Badi, daghang kayong salamat kay minsan daghan pa kaayo og mga hisgutanan. Karon adlaw murag na for sure gyud ang inyong gustong mahitabo. So sa akong pagpasalamat sa mga gikan sa region, ang atong acting regional director sa Ma'am Marita Minyaw, kuyog sa iyang mga kauban. Og sa Provincial Interim Office na agyud sila tanan o mga Council of Elders sa upat ka tribo mayong hapon. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. It is my great honor to speak before these honorable colleagues. Here today as I commence my first attendance as a member of this august body as the duly selected indigenous people mandatory representative in the Sangguniang Bayan of Municipality of Ipil, Province of Zamboanga, Sibugay. Pursuant to Rule 4, Part 1, Section 6 of the Implementing Rules and Regulation of Republic Act 8371, otherwise known as the Indigenous People Right Act of 1997. As a duly selected IPMR, it is my legal mandate in consonance with the provision of Republic Act 8371 to propose legal directives, policies, and ordinances prioritizing the recognition, respect, and protection of the rights of the ICC IPs to preserve and develop their culture, tradition, institution. It is my commitment to do my best to comply with that mandate with the divine guidance from Allah, and I will wholeheartedly accept my any constructive criticism and advice from any of you, so that I can perform my mandate in the best way and possible. I hope and pray that we can work together in this chamber harmoniously for betterment of people of this municipality, regardless of sex, religion, and tribal affiliation, BIP and non-IP alike, with the continued vision of our beloved leaders of IPL Safe and IPL Strong, with the national framework of unity and development. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Any more? Other matters? Other concerns? Okay. For the information of the body, for the upcoming search for the local legislative award, the search for the best performing sanggunian in the province of Zamboanga Sibugay, the evaluation will for IPIL. The schedule for the evaluation of the Sangguniang Bayan of IPIL will be on August 18. Hangyo lang namo no kung nami kinangan i-coordinate to each one. Manginaot mi sa inyong support, sa inyong tabang para ato makabot ang kanang prestigious award for the best sanggunian for the first to third class municipality. There are 2 categories. We belong to the first category, first, second, and third class municipality, and the other category would be the 4th to 6th class municipality. So the evaluation is scheduled on August 18, 2023. Okay, for your information and for your guidance. Any more other matters, other concerns? The Honorable Nuega? Yes, Honorable Toralba. The Honorable Nuega? Okay, there's a motion for the adjournment. The 55th regular session is now adjourned.